You know that the music should be solemn.
It's a pond.
Lochan more. It's a
Lochan.
pond. How about Lochan? How about Lochan more?
Okay.
Lochan, sure.
What is it?
Lochan more. I think it's Lochan more.
It's a pond?
In Irish Gaelic, correct.
Okay. Why?
Well, you mean why is he calling it that?
Yeah.
Why is Kurt calling it that? Well,
Yeah.
I have a feeling that, we're now going to be in Ireland. You guys have those really silly helmets on, and I can't wait to talk about all of it. So here we are. We're in Ireland. We got the whole
but
new
right now,
theme
here we
song.
are.
We'll talk about
December 23rd. Right? Come on.
2 days before, those of you who celebrate Christmas, I do. Theo does.
I do.
Happy post-Hanukkah.
I
Happy
celebrate them
holidays,
all.
everybody.
I celebrate every holiday. We celebrate every holiday.
So do I. Why not?
Yeah, we do. My kids, the kids at school, what I love about the schools out here in Austin, they teach them everything. So he came home with a menorah. He's singing all his Hanukkah songs. He has all Kwanzaa artwork. He does everything.
It's wonderful.
It's wonderful.
My kids had the same thing at their school when they were growing up in Pasadena. They celebrate everybody. I think it's fantastic.
So different.
Yeah, buddy. Hey, so
Yeah.
please. I mean, I didn't even know what French was, and I come from an English-French country like Canada, but I came from Saskatoon, as you know, and there wasn't a lot of French, speaking people then. So that was.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love that they do that now. But the point is, we're 2 days out, and more importantly, and I think for a lot of people are looking forward to getting to a new year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think a lot of people are. So yeah, we're getting towards the end of, a relatively tumultuous year. While there were definitely a lot of bad things that occurred, there were some bright spots. Reaper Reviews is, I feel like, kind of a bright spot. This thing came out of this. We wouldn't be doing
it. Certainly brightened up my Wednesdays. Get to see
too.
my pal. I get to almost touch you. Can almost punch you in the head right now, but I get to hang with you and all our fans and family and peeps that are watching us now all over the world. It's kind of it's a cool thing, man. Under this cloud, this COVID cloud. Yeah.
Do you think it's a coincidence that my hair is starting to look like Tig's?
Coinky dink. I don't know, man, but it's something else. I don't know what kind of a mop you got taped to the top of your bean right now, but you are Tig Jr. You really are. You're a cousin of mine right now. You are thick.
It's thick.
Yeah, you are.
Look at it.
You and I. We can't.
This is you, season 3.
Right now.
Season 3, Tig hair. I just got to get it
the
more
right
out
color.
here. Like I got to get more of this.
Yeah, that's right. I'm starting to go gray finally. Don't worry, kids. I'll start to.
You got to get.
I'll embrace the Tommy Flanagan gray who I just talked to the other day. By the way,
yeah, he's got it.
Tommy's.
He's as gray as my.
It's all gray. He's
all
gray, yeah, and he's all pissed off that I said, well, come on. I might throw a little bit of dye down here, but I still don't dye my hair, which is amazing.
You got to get the stick, the Just for Men thing they use when we're at work. No, oh, yeah,
I'm well aware. No, I know all about it. I own the company. Okay, I made that company when I was 3 years old in 1961. Just for Men by Kim Coates. Please.
Yeah.
Didn't we have we done? Have we done this show yet? Where you? I don't think so. Where you say shoe polish and you're?
No, that's later.
Oh,
that's like season 4 or 5 or 6.
Oh, that was fun day. Fun day. I think Darby was there that day. Yeah,
that was. Speaking of Darby, he's in this. He has a big episode that we're doing right now, and so everybody knows this is pretty cool, right? We're doing season 3, like we're rocking through season 3, and
what a great idea! You came up with that last week. I think it's perfect.
Yeah, it's
8,
cool.
9, 10 for sure. Like 3 in a row like this. Let's go.
And who knows? I mean, if this continues, and we'll see what the Sam fam says here about. I mean, maybe when we start season 4, we go in a row. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
I'm just so freaking thrilled that we're doing it. And I'm glad that, these are your rules / our rules of how we wanted to do the first 3.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, man, I never saw this show in the day, but I sure saw it last night.
Whew.
And It's a long one. 57 minutes. Did you notice that without commercials?
I did. Yeah, I'm watching it on Hulu, and I was like, this thing. But again, and we'll get into it in a second. It's so funny because when we start getting into those later seasons, there's some episodes that are like 120 or something. There's like really long episodes coming out.
People have to take work off the next day. It's too emotional. It's an hour 22, and they go, "What the fuck just happened there, Margaret?"
Like double
the goddamn show. Yeah. And I think you told me that the final got split into 2 shows because it was so long.
Yes. I believe there are seasons where we did more than 13.
Well, I think you're right. We're going to find out.
And then again, we've talked about it before. There are also those things that we did, those middle things that we did in the summers, which are like 10 minutes or 15 minutes, which I don't even know where those are, to be completely honest. I would like to watch.
I do.
Oh, you do?
Where are you mean where you can find them, you mean?
Yeah, where do you
view
them?
I have no fucking idea.
Oh.
I just know that we did them.
Oh, we did them
before season 4.
Yeah.
That's right. Before season 4, while we were in prison for that year and a half, we shot, how many did we shoot? Do you think 3, 4 of them?
3 or 4,
maybe 4. It was a nice little director foray for those guys. Ryan did a great job on the one he did. Yeah, it was fun.
We did one in the prison that we were in. I think there were ones we weren't in. Like, I think we did 2. Maybe.
I did 2, and that's it. And there was 4. I only did 2.
I did 2.
Maybe 1. That's it.
I definitely did the one in the prison where we were playing basketball and that whole thing.
Yeah. I had a cameo in one. I had a little cameo. I don't know if it was about Tara. I can't remember. Fuck.
But yeah, so there's a lot of other content, you know. I mean, I even saw something online the other day about when you guys did that video for Charlie when he couldn't go to Comic-Con. Maybe you did that big thing where you were fanning him.
Yeah.
He was getting a massage or something.
Yeah. Booney was smoking. Tommy was doing his nails. I had Crocs on with a feather. Oh yeah.
You and I did a thing for the military. We did a boot campaign ad. We were in our gear. We were playing in our characters. We've done that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know what? That was a great thing that you and I did for the USO and all the boys and girls who are keeping us safe. And Charlie comes in at the end, and Perlman was there. Remember that?
We did that.
We all got by
that.
Yeah, in character.
That was everyone, and everyone was there. Like literally everyone who was on the show, Rap Boy, everybody. That was at the end. Yeah, we've done some cool stuff when we were actually in character, like wearing the, you know, whatever.
Yeah, because FX would allow us to do it. It was great that they knew our charities meant a lot to us. So
I would pay so much money right now.
How much?
Probably not.
For what?
Probably not. To see every single person, like right now, without giving them warning. If I said, "Hey, right now, guys, I know you all have your cuts. Tracy's going to meet us at the makeup trailer. Everybody get into your character right now. I want to see what you look like and how far different you look from when.
How far gone we've all gone. How far gone we've all gone.
And everybody can do what they need to do. They get the tattoos, they get the hair dyed, they get whatever they do normally. I want to see.
I swear to you, we're going to talk about Don Pagani. I think you want to bring him up. Wait. We should. I mean, he's with Showtime now, isn't he?
He's with Showtime now.
I think so.
Dom Pagani, just if everybody's listening, and
he was our boy, man.
Pretty face. Dom was publicity, communications, everything at FX. He was our guy.
Did all the shows, but he was really Sons heavy.
He was Sons heavy, and he wasn't just like working for FX. He was like part of our crew. Like wherever we went, he went. You know, whether we were working or not, we were just always hanging out. He was with us all the time.
He was our wrangler. He got to try and wrangle. He was the voice of reason. Go to bed. 6 o'clock. Wake up. Put that pizza down. You got to get some sleep.
He's a big dog now at Showtime. He's like a big dog.
Yeah, I'm so proud of him. I love him. I miss him.
I would love. Yeah, he listens to this, so you can tell him yourself. Tell him you miss him.
Oh yeah, you know you were talking about. So we should do a Christmas card. You know, where we all sit on the table. We have to go to Kurt's house because he's got the table.
Yeah.
We should just go and I'll sit there. I'll get dolled up. Tracy, get good lighting and
see what everybody looks like.
Yeah.
I would think it would be pretty fun.
Yeah. It
like
would
a charity
be
event
hysterical.
thing, like for a charity or something.
Yeah.
Or for, you know, because I see a lot of these. I've been seeing a lot of stuff where, you know, for for the Georgia thing, like the cast of Elf will get together, or, you know, they got the cast of the Goonies together or something. Now, I know they're not getting into character, but I've also seen where on covers of magazines like Entertainment Weekly, they'll bring them back and, you know, try to get them into character. And that was another thing. Let me tell you something too, that we've always talked about when we were doing the show and we never did. What did we always say we wanted to do and we never did? Was the magazine shoot.
Yeah.
With all of us.
In suits.
And
still the tats and everything, but
still the
freaking
tats, but
Hugo
like
Boss,
suits,
whatever, just suits, man.
In character, but in suits, like seeing the Sons in suits. I
We
always thought that we got
that close. It was unbelievable. In season 5 or 6, Don Pagoni said we got that close from all the top 6 guys on that show, being in suits in a dark bar setting. Cigars,
with like the smokes and the cash and the guns and the whole, like what an epic like mind bender that would have been for fans, because they're used to seeing us like wearing a certain thing, but we'd be the same guys in character with all the guns, the money, the cigarettes, like in this dingy bar, but wearing top of the line like fitted suits. Oh man,
that never happened. It's too bad.
Yeah, I mean, I went to a couple of premieres with the Mohawk because we would be filming when the premieres would happen.
Of course.
So you'd almost look like you were in character when you went. It was so strange.
Of course.
Well, listen, let's get into the pond.
All right, so here we go. Let's talk about the pond. And I hope you heard that was your voice who said previously on.
I know I sounded like
it was a Theo Rossi, and you sounded just like, yeah, previously on.
I was so nervous, probably. I was like,
so, can I do it again?
Take 72.
No, it was great. It was great to fucking hear your voice. And it was a nice little TIG. It's actually, I put it down as like one of the greatest previously on ever. It was very well informative. It was a bit long. No wonder it was 57 minutes. But I liked how they set up Tig and Kozik, because this season, now that I'm not going to Ireland, people get ready for that Tig and Kozik conflict. And they went back a few seasons actually to show how I would never vote for him, and just to remind the viewers, those two guys, here we go.
This episode is the true beginning and the first mentions of things which we'll get to. And so I wrote, and it's funny you say that, I wrote, get to show the Kozik tension in the preview. So they're doing a big setup here. They're saying like, hey, by the way, we're going to go on this journey, because one thing that people need to understand about previews, if you're in the preview, it's going to be heavy on you. And if you're in the preview, it means that it's also a long staying thing. It's not just like something they're going to do for one episode. It means it's going to go for a little while. Right.
That's interesting. I never put that together, because
they're not going to waste it on the preview if it's a one. Yeah. You're not thinking.
You know what I mean?
But what I've noticed now in this Reaper review journey is that if you come up in a preview, that's why. Do you know what's the thing that's been in the preview the most of anything that's ever happened?
No idea.
Okay. It's when Katie says in the beginning, I hope he's following in the right footsteps, the right father's footstep and all that. So it's always leaning towards, is Jack's doing the right thing? He's learning more about John. He's learning more about JT. He's learning more. So that was always her biggest concern, which ultimately became the plot line of the whole entire show, right? John Teller. Clay.
Absolutely.
Is Luke going to go to the dark side or not? It was kind of like that.
Exactly.
So it starts with the beautiful Irish countryside.
So that was shot. Obviously, we've talked about this. We that's right. But we've talked about how they sent a second unit over there.
Yeah.
And Kurt knew what shots he needed, what shots would be a bonus, and then throw in some of these. That drone shot of the Irish countryside and all those riders from up top, get the fuck out of here. That was beautiful, man.
I want to move there tomorrow. Like it looks like a dream.
Have you ever been to Ireland, Theo?
I have not. I've been.
You'll love it. You may not want to come home.
Most of the places I haven't been there. It's amazing, right?
Yeah, you'll go. Ireland's amazing. It's an amazing country. Flat out.
What's funny is
very different.
If you're watching this episode and what do you got? Your phone on? What is this? What is this? What is this? Amateur hour? I just heard your phone.
What happened?
I just heard your phone.
Is it still going now?
No, just shut the ringer.
Can you hear it now?
We're on episode 900. I just heard an email or something.
644. Oh, really? Oh, fuck.
Just
Well, here's my phone.
Just put the volume.
It's off.
Okay.
It's off.
So listen to me. Let me go back to this. The funniest part of this episode, for me, beautiful drone, countryside, Ireland. It cuts to the real us. And you could see we're in like Laurel Canyon in California. Like there's no beautiful green grass.
I didn't notice that so much. I just noticed the different helmets. Just the helmets.
Oh, the helmets.
The helmets, man. I just couldn't. Maybe that's why they did the helmets on purpose, because that's the kind of helmets they wear over there.
Yeah.
For sure. But I didn't notice the country. I was just going, oh fuck, look at that helmet.
The coloring
oh God,
was
look
different.
Look at Boone.
Different.
Yeah.
But I love that. I love that they did it. Oh, and we'll get into it in a minute. Okay, so we cut to Cali. The shots are beautiful. This was an opening music montage. We always usually end the show on a montage. Always.
Yeah.
Do you think it's always, or there's some shows we don't end on music?
No, there was one that we actually, it's the first one I remember. We had no song whatsoever. There was one show that we reviewed, and I pointed it out in our Reaper reviews. There was no song at the end of the show.
Ended. Mm-hmm. So this one, which we also do occasionally, which is probably why it's a 57-minute episode, we started with a montage. I know.
Fuck yeah, we ever. Long one too.
So we got a double montage. We got a montage at the end, and we have a montage in the beginning. So
Great Pond. It's gonna be a great show. Big show. Great pond.
Song. You know, they're letting you know this is gonna be a bigger episode, and we're finally in Ireland. It's episode 8. And we're here. We've been talking about it for a long time. So one of the things I wrote, and this is something I want to discuss quick, Chibs has a big intro moment with the crew when we meet them, right? I think, and maybe it was a really big season for Chibs. I don't know yet until I watch it. This could have been, this is where he's from. He was probably with them, right? At one point, Sam Bell, do we ever get into that?
He's Scottish. He's not Irish. He's Scottish. But he knows everybody over there. His wife is Irish. I mean, he's got a daughter who's Irish.
Did he live in Ireland? Was he in Sam Bell?
Of course. I don't know if he was in Sam Bell. We might have to bring Tommy on a year from now.
He's not going to know anything.
He won't have a clue.
He won't know anything.
He'll go, I have no fun. I don't even know how to say Sons of Anarchy. I don't even know. Was I in it? Anyway, what a great first scene for him. Eh? Nice first scene, right? I mean, really.
Yeah. And then we do the best thing. After we meet all these new guys, we're slowly starting to meet other people from the crew. We've already met McGee and O'Neill, but now we're going to meet these other people. But now we cut to you in jail with Unser, which I have so many questions
go
about this.
Yeah.
I want you to talk about that scene, but I do have a question in the scene. When you leaned against the bars, like your face is like halfway in, those are two really, is that your first true scene with Unser, just you and him?
Probably.
Yeah.
We've had moments, but the boys have been around. Just me and Dayton?
Yeah.
Probably. And I have a couple in this season because I'm solo over there. Yeah, probably.
I love it. Yeah, why I love it is I love when I watch on screen two characters that are not just polar opposites, but that complement each other well. Like Tig is so out there and he's really starting to get to this strange place, right? and Unser he's had it with everything, and Dayton's had it with everything. So
Dayton Callie played this part beautifully because he's had it with everything. Dayton did in real life. So fuck that shit. But no, Tig and Unser, they had that really good ham and egg stuff where Unser never ever liked Tig. He's just too much of a psycho. Yeah. He doesn't know. I'm Clay's guy. Unser's really a Gemma guy, but he has to get along with Clay because he's in that pickle. But to have Kurt Wright, just me and him, and me sticking my nose on that freaking bar like that, to half like a little dog wants out of his kennel. Can I come out now? Want to go for a walk? Like one of those. Funny.
And then the surprise that you get bailed out, because why would you think that, right? Tara does it, which is great.
Really
But
great.
then there's also something happens that I had to write down, which is obviously you just making choices. Egley walks away, and you
They
are
cut it.
eyeing
They,
her.
they cut it. You should have seen what I did on that. On that.
Oh, please tell me.
I
There's
oh
another
I,
phone ringing, by the way. I think I don't. Now there's another phone ringing. I don't know what's happening in your home unless you're running like a telethon.
on that phone. Jeez, Diana, I've got a million. Theo Rossi, we're live. This is Reaper Review, season 3, the big pond in Ireland. Get the phone. Okay, anyway. You know what I did, Theo? I swear to God.
By the way, she will kick the shit out of you in 3 seconds.
Wow.
And don't blame me.
How dare you talk that way? Anyway, no, you know what I did in that scene? Egley. God, I love my girl from Saskatchewan, Maria
Yeah,
Delver.
she's from Saskatchewan. We've
Yeah,
mentioned
she's from my
briefly on the
province.
show. That's
Love her.
amazing.
She had like 27 episodes, for crying out loud. Anyway, I looked at her and I did a little walk towards her. Gone. Didn't have time. 57 minutes. Got to get rid of some of the comedy because I had
just
fun.
kept like the stare,
Little
and
bit,
the follow, a little.
Yeah, the stare. Little, yeah.
So I love that because again, those are those little nuances with Tig that, you know, we talk about with young actors. Like you never stop. Like you're in the character the whole time, all the time, right?
The whole time. You and I did that every fucking episode, brother.
So fun fact, the sheriff's office that you see at that moment is also the writer's room on the show.
It was the writer's room. No, that's right. I'm so glad you brought that up.
Yeah,
because no, you know, we don't spend a lot of time in that. We're in Unser's office. We're in Hale's office.
Explain what I mean by that. What I mean by that middle part, the middle part that Tig's in with Tara and Unser and Egley, that middle part. When I say it's the writer's room, explain what I mean by that.
Okay, what Theo means by that is when we're not filming in that room, making it look like a charming cop shop, Unser's cop shop, that's where the writers are writing the scripts. That's where the writers are 24/7. Sutter's got that one over there. Everyone's got their little, and they meet and have coffee. And then, by the way, tomorrow we're filming here at noon. Get the fuck out. Then they got to put a few more cop shit up on the wall and stuff. And then they film and then it's done for another 2 weeks or a week.
Think about that now in today's time. Here we are, one of the biggest shows on television, and literally instead of building an extra set, we're kicking the writers out of rooms to film scenes. And that's why people say Sons was like a low budget independent TV show, which is crazy.
Listen, bro, listen. That room is the room that I had to go and re-see Kurt the night before we reshot the pilot. And there was people moving around. They didn't even see me. I wasn't even there. They were moving around because it was full of hubbub and writers. And so we had no money back then.
No.
I mean, we had money, but not like the 7th season, the 6th,
No.
you know. And then they realized that room was so perfect for the cop. Why change it? Why move it?
Why go rent a place? Why go
Exactly.
build a stage? Just do it in here. So I love that fun fact about that because it made me think about that. And then, okay, so now here's all the boys. We cut back to Ireland.
What the fuck?
We're having a fight with the police.
Oh, just like that.
Just
the
like
nationalists, the Protestants are coming down with their.
They say provos. I don't know
yeah,
what that means.
yeah. Just the they're
loyalists. And they say a lot of things that I need to know more about.
They're the Protestants. They're not the Catholic. The Southern Ireland. They're like Belfast. Belfast split into two, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one's loyal. The loyalists are loyal to England, and the others are Roman Catholic loyalists to Ireland. And that's why they fought. And you know, IRA. It's got its own history. But those cops come out of frickin' nowhere, and I forgot that happened.
No, I don't. I was there and I don't remember.
I mean, right? I mean, what? Right away, gunshots. What the fuck?
I knew while I was watching it, you start to get like flashbacks, almost like you're having an acid flashback. You go like, you're like, I know Gemma does something. Like this is what I was thinking. I know she does something, but I didn't know what she does. Does she pull a gun? Does she grab like a machine gun? I was like, something happens, and then I see she guns it. But here, this is what something. The other thing people have to realize. I have a lot of black and whites from that day, photos that were sent to me because there were 900 people on set. literally, I might be obviously exaggerating by a couple of hundred, but there were so many people, so many actors on set. That
a lot of extras.
Everybody. And those are the most complicated days because
I was mowing my grass in my LA home. I was never there in Ireland. You guys were doing your thing in Laurel Canyon at all.
No, this was a
lot of people. Theo, what were those days like? Hot. Trying to find some green grass.
Complicated because you're on location. The bathrooms are usually super far away, right? And if you're like me, you remember that I was completely crazy. I'm one of these guys that has to pee like every 14 seconds. And so we were running and taking the ATV.
A lot of trees, a lot of behind trees.
And a lot of new faces, a lot of new people, a lot of people trying to, everybody's trying to fit in, and trying to they don't know.
Get some screen time. Just
trying to get some screen time. And they don't know if they're going to be on for like one episode or 100 episodes. And then what's his name's the young kid, I'm going to mess up his name. He's such a sweet kid, is Peter O'Toole's son.
Oh, who's he play again? I remember that just now.
Yeah, that Chib says.
Good to see you.
When you were in nappies.
Yeah, that
Peter
was
O'Toole's son.
Amazing.
I mean, it's one of Peter O'Toole's.
I never worked with that.
Ever live.
For sure. Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Isn't that amazing?
I forgot that.
So I remember, I met him. He was super cool. We all hung out. He used to come around all the time. He'd come with us to, to the bars and to whatever. But he was fucking Peter O'Toole's son. I remember thinking,
oh, that's right. He did come out with us a couple of times, didn't he?
Yeah. So
did Tommy know him from before? Tommy Flanagan? Did he know him?
No, but I think it was one of these things that, again, everybody's trying to fit in, and we're so tight. We're so tight. We've talked about this before. That's like the tightest we'd ever been. Season 3 was like, we're together all the time. Oof. So these guys, this new charter that is now, they're not the Grim Bastards. They're not the Minds. They're going to actually be around with us. They're part of Sons of Anarchy. They're going to be around all season. They're trying to kind of hang out.
No, that's right. That's right.
So they would try to come out with us at night. And when I say try, I just mean it's harder. It's hard. We're so tight that it was hard to so there were certain people that made it through and certain people who didn't. But he was one that made it through.
Did you get your text? Did you get your text? I didn't get my text.
Yeah, did you get my text?
Are they going? Where are they going? Are they going for a beer? Are they going out? Do you want to let me know?
And that was pre that smartphones just came out. So I mean, that was
barely
a whole different world. So here comes the notorious Irish SOA opening song.
Okay, so what do we think about that?
Listen to it?
Of course.
I didn't mind it.
I got to tell you, I think it's great. And partly it's great because I'm so fucking sick and tired of ours. I mean, I go to sleep at night and it's still in my head. I mean, and I love it.
They could have played anything else. They could have played I Love Lionel Richie. They could have made him sing the SOA song. I could have played.
It could have been Benny and the Jets from Elton John, whatever they fucking wanted.
Lisa, Cult Jam, whatever it is. I would have been into it. I just didn't want to hear the song again. If I hear that song and I'm out, I actually get frustrated. The SOA song, the theme.
People have seen me, and I know that we have so many listeners and watchers now.
Yeah.
They've seen me at certain events, whether it's a charity or a signing, and they think it's such a great kick because the fans love it. And I get it. I get it. But I go from to that.
Yeah.
I go, not again. Not again.
You know what I think about? I would think that it's like someone who has a one-hit wonder, a singer, and they're like, yeah, you're playing the show tonight? That's great. Yeah. So when are you going to play that song? Whatever that is. Whoever had a one-hit wonder,
who let the dogs out? That was a
or Right Said Fred. I'm too sexy for my shirt. When are you playing Too Sexy? That's
that's it. That's all they play ever. Yeah.
And they're like, no, we have 20 other songs. And they're like, no. No, that's how it is. That's how it is right here.
Okay. So anyway, so they play that. Come on. We've got about an hour left here.
I know. Come on. Let's go. So we now Happy, when he says to Happy, shoot that cop. And he says, "Oh, yes, I will." It reminded me of what a physical show we were on, because he throws that guy out of the van and people are getting thrown to the ground and whatever. The reason I bring this up is because for a second, like my hip hurt and I was like, oh, I remember like it was such a physical show, like all the time you were getting, even if it was off camera, we would be wrestling, like everybody would be fighting.
And other than Kenny Johnson almost breaking my neck,
yeah,
we would all want to do our own stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I can fall. Oh, I
Yeah.
can get punched. And we all wanted out. We were doing sumo wrestling, fucking around. Remember those, everything, you know, but try not to break something, people.
Everything.
Try not to, I was always safety first, trying to keep everyone somewhat corralled. But DL, when you said DL, could you jump over the tree, pick him up, shoot him twice, and then where? When?
Even like dumb things, like everybody be like, crack my back, right? And you do the thing where you like cross your arms, you crack, and Opie would be like, crack my back. I'm like, Opie, you're the size of Harry and the Hendersons. I can't. I when I go to crack his back, now mine's out. So yours.
No, mine's out for weeks. Out. Yeah. No.
So here we go. This is it. We get to Kozik and Tig, and this is the first time we hear thinking about her. I haven't not thought about her.
Yeah,
every day. Tell me about everything. What did you know? I'm gonna
keep it short, but our peeps need to hear this. So I was told in season 3 I wasn't going to Ireland, but no one's going to Ireland really. So Coatsy, keep your snot in your nose, because they're not going to Ireland. You'll see Theo and Ronnie and Charlie nightly because they're staying in Laurel Canyon and you know, on the set. So they're not going to Ireland. Fine. He said, but get ready for Kozik, you and Kozik, we're gonna find out your past wife. And this is what he said. It has something to do with Missy. And I don't think it's just, you know,
you don't say
there's not yet. Not one day I don't think about her. So when I read that, I start going like this. Okay, Kurt. So anyway, no, we're not sure yet. No, well, what do you mean? So can I just make a suggestion? I said, maybe I had a little sister. That Kenny dated. I had a sister and he dated her and he fucked it up. Or he did something that I couldn't, you know. He goes, yeah, that's cool. And then the next day I go, how about this? He goes, yeah, that's cool. And we'll wait till we get to it. But that was the beginning of.
Oh, so you don't know at this point?
No, not a clue.
Wow.
This has been Kenny and I to this day. I'm going to save it for when we get to the day where I get to see Missy and the whole world gets to see what Missy was. And I'm going to tell you what Kenny and I said when we found that out. It was amazing.
But super cool, by the way, that, I mean, hard for, obviously actors could look at it both ways, right? You want to know? Of course you want to know, but you just have to make it an object that's important, something that a person, a relationship, whatever that is, right? Or something that you lost. It could be before you, Missy could be a statue, it could be a person, it could be whatever, right? But the point is, it was something that impacted you greatly. What I think is so cool is that I remember people being like, what is this? Who is the her? It's got to be his ex-wife. It's got to be this. It's got to be that.
Right.
So now you got the audience going on this journey. I'm talking water cooler talk. That's what Sons did so well. So here we go. We got that. It's a big hugging episode, by the way. I just want to get into this. Everybody's hugging everybody at all times because there's so many people. We keep going through Ireland with the beautiful cinematography, which I thought was amazing what they shot there. So Jimmy is starting to unravel a little here. Jimmy O. Things aren't going as planned because the cops, it didn't work, right? He thought they were going to come, they were going to get us out, potentially execute us, whatever was going to happen.
It's perfect. He has become our villain.
Correct.
Jimmy is now the real villain.
Yeah.
And Sutter's laying it out there perfectly because it's not going his way.
Because he wasn't the villain up until a few episodes ago. When we saw he was working with McGee, he's the villain.
Correct. Well, for sure. And also, and the kidnapping of the son, and that was Cammie's fault, but oh my God, it gets a little bit more crystal clear by the end of this episode when the father telling everybody exactly what's going on. It was a nice little recap.
So we cut to you, and when I say you, I mean Tig, pretending to be a mechanic. You're in the garage.
I could have been changing the oil. I was trying to take a tire off, but I could have been looking at a dipstick. All I know is I always had one of those pink little rags that they threw around. I always wanted one of those. Because I just want to make sure the hair was out of the face and make sure my hands were dirty. And I'm going to pretend like I know what I'm doing. Not a clue.
But then the point of the mechanic scene is so you don't have a wrench or a screwdriver or something you're looking for, and Kozik does, and we're just going to show that these
give me it.
Ex-wives are bitter, yelling at each other.
That's
all
right.
the time.
All the time. Here we go. It's a nice setup.
And there's the fight, right? You guys, now we're going to continue to perpetuate this beef that you two have together, and we're going to get the audience to kind of come on in and go, there's something going on between these guys. We've been hyping it for a while, but now we're going to really get to it.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is great, by the way, because it's too perfect.
It's a good setup. Yeah, it's a good setup.
So then Tara and Lila at the same time, they have this coincidental convo, right? Because Lila basically says, I want to do this. I need a doctor recommendation. And Tara happens to be going through it. And you start to see them on common ground. That's good writing.
It's just good writing. And also, did you see the way it looked? It was cinematic.
Yeah, super cinematic. Low up.
Supernatural lighting outside. All the right lenses. My God, it looked like we were in, I don't know, like a movie from the 70s with rich 35 millimeter. It was beautifully shot.
I also think that if you go on a deep level too, it shows that people who have such wildly different lives could also have many similarities. You know what I mean?
Of course.
I love that.
Tara's got a tattoo on her back. Tara fell in love with Charlie when they were 14 years old.
Yeah.
Tara became a doctor, but she's from the hood.
Yeah.
And not all sex workers are from the hood. They can read Shakespeare and do nightly stand-up. You don't know. And that's why I love those two getting together. Like I forgot what we find out in 20 minutes here, why, what's going on with those two. But it was a nice time for those two to get to know one another a little bit.
And it builds up. And again, what he always does so well, it humanizes Lila's character. You start to really get to know her, which means, you start to care about her. And ultimately, what do I always say? if you don't care about the characters, Lila really does kind of step forward, pretty heavy from here on out. She's going to be Opie's kind of, the partner for the journey. Right. So then now we get to Darby and Hale conspiring. Hale's another bad guy. He's another bad guy for Sam Crow. Yeah, he's a bad guy.
He's just a bad dude, man. Wants to change that town. How dare he?
And Darby, this horrible guy, kind of coming off like a bit of a good guy, right? Isn't that weird? The guy you hate.
Is that the scene where? Yeah, and is that the scene where Hale in the car and he puts the money on the car and
yep.
And I love when Darby goes, what if I don't want to do this? And Hale says, we'll leave the money in the car then. And he couldn't do it. He had to take that money. He had to go try.
He did a good actor move, which I love when people do this is we talk about it. We just referenced it with the Egley and Tig scene, but so he opens the door to get out with the money. And he's still in character because he doesn't immediately walk away and close the door, where in real life, that's his last moment to throw the money back. So he gets out, and instead of just a person who might give up on the performance and say, I'm out of frame, my face isn't in frame, I'm just going to leave, he stops. So even though it's just on his legs and through Jacob's face, he still stays there. So, and that's why I love Mitch, who plays Darby. He's just a fantastic actor.
He's great. He's a great guy too.
So, Juice comes in. They're all at the table.
Yeah, what's going on?
We got company.
You're the king of that. You're the king. I'm finding this out. You're the king of
3 seasons. That's all I did. That's all I did the first 3
Pizza's
seasons.
Here.
That's it.
Table.
If pizza was being delivered for Sons for Sam Crow, I would be bringing it in.
No one could do it at the level of professionalism that you did, though.
No.
Like you hit it out of the park. You one shot. They gave you one shot. No. Guy Perlman directed this episode. Yeah. We love Guy.
You love Guy.
He said, come on, Theo. One take. You're good.
We got to go. We got to go to lunch. You got one take. Hurry up. Where's the camera? It doesn't matter. Just do it.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Just shoot it. And then here's what I would love for someone to count the first 3 seasons before Juice did anything. How many times did I come and knock on the door and tell somebody's here?
We should have been counting
How many
already.
times did I bring information?
Nah, you do a lot fucking more than that. But you did that really well. You did that really door stuff. No one else
needed someone to do it. He needed to throw
Juice.
someone lines, and I was the guy.
Where are we?
But
Where
here's
are we
what's funny. Juice comes in.
Yeah.
And he comes out like he's MI6. He's got the gun. I come out. Everybody's behind me. I'm coming out like ready to go.
Yeah, and you had
and I'm a marksman.
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing? Juice doesn't know.
You look like you're a marksman. You're a Delta Force operator. No, it was awesome.
Stupid. So then we get to meet Chibs's. We see Fiona, who we've met already.
Fee,
we get to meet his daughter. We get Fee, and we get his daughter, Ketty-Ann, and we get to meet her. And then the music takes Chibs out with hugging his kids. And again, always remember, everything's done on purpose. Why are they showing that relationship? Why are they spotlighting Chibs? Why are they showing Fee and Carrie-Ann? Because something's going to go wrong. That's why. So, the try for the joke in the next scene. I'm going to tell you the try for the joke.
Where are we, Thea?
We're in the room.
What scene?
We're all sitting around. Fee and Carrie-Ann have to go back to the church.
Uh-huh.
And the guy, whoever Kellen's right hand was, the guy who's their driver, the guy who dropped them off in the van.
Yeah.
They have to leave. And someone
says,
can't
bald.
they just stay? Yeah. Can't they just stay? Somebody says, we'll take them back. And the guy says, the bald bodyguard type guy, are you guys armed? And there's the moment for the Charlie Chaplin moment.
Okay, now I know where we are. Here it is. I go, ha, ha, ha. When the Irish flag goes, are you guys armed? Everyone flashes guns. Boone does that, that cool Elvis thing with a silly.
The whole thing's silly. The fact that they put a camera on every single person to show their gun, that was their attempt at a humor moment. And it's silly. Yeah. But I get it because again, we used to talk about a lot of the humor stuff they were getting away from. They still have to keep it light, but that was that moment where it's like, and everybody's doing their thing and it's silly. But point is they stay, we're going to take them. Okay. Darby and Lumpy now. This is a great scene, by the way.
Okay. So this scene right here, I'm telling you, it just goes to show you Darby with what he's got on his chest now, with that white power shit, and Lumpy, who's a Jew, who's got this gym that everyone knows and loves. Mm-hmm. The way he talks to Darby used to be a good kid. He used to be a good kid back in the day. He was a good kid. That's why he's still talking to him. And Lumpy he shows off his concentration camp stamp, and he just goes, that stuff on your chest. What happened to you? You lost your way. You don't
intimidate me.
But you don't scare me.
It doesn't intimidate me.
I've known you since you were a child, Darby. You've lost your way. Now, are you coming here to box? Because I'm done talking to you. It was a great, great fucking thing. And boy, oh boy, I mean, yeah.
It's a great scene. And again, it's these little movies inside of the movie that they do so well, right? These little movies with these great actors that they do inside of the movie. So now we go right from that to another one, right? And we go to Gemma and Maureen Ashby, right?
And Jackson Trinity. Yeah, the four of them is beautiful. It's beautiful.
But in this scene where she wakes up, right? Because
on the couch.
Yeah.
Bad neck. My neck was gone when I watched that last night. I
can't sleep on a couch.
That's it.
It's very uncomfortable.
Good for her for being able to act after that, Katie.
Yeah, I mean, you could
good job.
Sleep, but yeah, I do fall asleep on the couch every night too. But I got to get right up. Megan's out there all night.
Got to be careful.
I got to tell you, I don't even wake her up. I just
let her go.
Yeah, I want the bed to myself. I'm like,
I got beds all over this house. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
Oh, honey, I got that one tonight. Oh, I'm good over there tonight, honey.
Pick a bed. Yeah. So she gets up, but what we do get into there is we fully reveal more of the backstory, right? of what's going on here between Maureen, and we get to learn a little about John when we learn about Trinity. And what it told me at that moment was how important this season was to Kurt. So when a lot of people did criticize why we went there, he needed to do this for the greater picture of what he was painting. This was a very important thing because of the John Teller backstory, because of all this stuff that we needed to know about what went on in Ireland, right? So now it made me understand the backstory more and why he was so
you got it. You got it. You got it.
To go there.
No, from seeing it, I love it because I was never in those scenes. But when we were in Charming, but Ireland was a whole mystical thing and I had my own shit with Koza going on. Of course I read the scripts. Of course I knew it. But to see Gemma's real, coffee instead of tea, she'll have it. It's got to be coffee.
It was great. It
trying
shows
to
the juxtaposition.
It's beautiful.
So then in that same breath, Trinity is sweet on Jax because she has no idea that that's her half brother, right? And of course, who comes in doing the looky loo? Juice comes in,
juicy pants,
ready to go.
So no, but you had the same. I just thought of it now. You had the same type of look that I had back in the cop shop 20 minutes earlier with the cop that you had with like who's that? I
gave it a look down. I was like,
cutie.
What just went on in here?
Yeah, what's going on in here?
Get frisky in here?
Yeah, what's happening? Yeah. No, beautiful.
And that again, now you're selling it to the audience because now the audience is going, wait a second, don't hook these two up like this, and again, this is I call it the Mr. Furley from Three's Company, when he's listening and everything's wrong. It's like he heard wrong. He only heard a part of the story.
Go back out the door. You can't hear that.
Okay, so Tig and Kosick are about to box in Lumpy's gym. He throws the glove at you.
Well, first of all, one little thing before that happened, I had a little scene with Chucky in the garage, and the phone's ringing. It's Lumpy wants to talk, and I remember we didn't have a lot of time.
Yes, and
it was going to be a master, and I remember scaring the shit out of Michael because I added move. Like move, it's lump, move, and Michael and I didn't give him any room, so we had to squeeze. It was fucking perfect,
and it's in there. That's the part.
And, that all made it all in. I mean, it's written like
you responded to Lumpy's thing, which showed you our loyalty to Lumpy, and it shows that he's the old timer. He's been there longer than we have, maybe. You know what I mean? He's been there forever.
That's right. He has. It's like Floyd the barber. It's the things that, we only talk about, people sometimes only want to talk about the guns or this. We actually love the community as a club.
And we're trying to keep the community.
We're trying to keep it, that's exactly right. So,
So now it goes to, we're in the gym, you get in there, you're talking to him and you're assuring him that everything's going to be okay. And that you're going to leave.
We can move right on. We can just move on. But I got to say one thing about that scene. I was just so freaking grateful that Kenny and I didn't have to duke it out again.
I was going to say, I wrote it down in my notes.
I'm going, come on. Next, look at the surgery. Look at it didn't quite, he's a gorilla.
And he's a great boxer.
And he's a really good, and he was dying to duke it out. I just knew he was. I would have had to have jumped him from behind and try to get my neck or choke him out. That's the only way.
Yeah, but Kurt would have tried to break your ribs.
Kurt knew better. We've already
silverback. You don't do that. He is a silverback.
So we cut to us already having fought, which was great. Anyway,
which is amazing, right? Okay, so now here we go. Drive
by
on the crew.
The shootout.
Yeah.
Do you remember that night? Can you tell me what happened?
I wasn't in the van.
Oh, you weren't in the van?
No.
Because there's a lot of guys in the van. I wondered if you were in the van.
I wasn't. No. I somehow got tasked with staying back, which was just quite all right with me.
Sure it was.
That was a Friday for sure. Sam Bell is covering it up. And that made me think, again, that's a big Chibs moment because it's Fiona. It's Carrie Ann. They're in the thing. That's a big Chibs moment. It's playing into the Chibs story.
Look at you talking about themes. themes of
The
this
Chibs
show
moment.
that we might have forgotten about, or were so subtle and so well acted that you don't talk about them. But this is a Chibs thematic. Get ready for the end of this season. Something's going to go down. We don't know why, but these are little nuggets that Sutter continues to throw.
This definitely was a big season for Chibs, right? We all know the ending. We've already done the episode of, with him and Jimmy O. But there's a part of me that believes this was a moment where they were really pumping Chibs up to kind of the front of the line. And I wonder if it played out the way they thought. I don't know. But here, this episode is really, they're saying, like, we're going to focus on Chibs a lot. We might not have done that for 2.5 seasons. We're going to do it now. And I'm curious. I'm always curious in storyline if they got to where they wanted to, or if it became less than, or if it became more than, and I could see in these little moments, like I'm saying, them, whenever you're cutting away from someone and the camera's on them, they really want you to press that character. So I think this was the beginning of Chibs' kind of rise, because really for the last couple of seasons, it was me and Chibs. You know what I mean? He gets blown up by a car at one point or something happened.
Yeah, I do. Oh yeah, of course he does. But Tommy, I really feel Tommy Flanagan started to come to play.
Yeah.
And started to get more sleep at night. Started to not, because he's so anxious guy. He's a heart the size of gold, but he's a lot. He's a lot. And sometimes he would just get a little, and he came to play in season 3, and he's brilliant. He's brilliant. And when they wrote for you, brilliant. When they wrote for Tig, brilliant. When they wrote for Booney, but you can't write for all of us all the time. But when they started to write for Tommy, I think he calmed himself the fuck down and started taking care of himself and hit it out of the park.
Yeah,
every time.
And this was one of them. So now we go to Margaret and Tara. So this is funny. Someone told me online, they made a lot, not just one, a bunch of comments that she's not actually Katie's sister. It's her sister-in-law. Did you know this?
Yeah, I did know that.
I thought it was her sister.
Well, her sister is the co-writer.
Sure. Liz Segal. I know that. Yeah,
Lizzie. But McNally's, I thought, actually a cousin. It's a sister-in-law.
Somebody said sister-in-law. Okay. So
could be.
I mean, who knows if they know what they're talking about in the comments? But multiple people said it was her sister-in-law.
Yeah, it's not her real sister. I don't think it's her sister, but she's involved in the family, and she's a fucking great actor. And right now, she's my favorite character.
Right now,
she's become my favorite character. I don't know what the hell happened.
She's got so much going on. Every time she comes on screen, there's a lot going on, and then she's turning the corner. And again, I'm glued when she comes on. So she has that great little scene with Tara, and she's basically, and I love that where she's like, "Is your friend need some time?"
Yes, you got it. I got it. You got it.
Right.
She's going.
She's like, "Oh,
whether we're really talking about your friend or not," and then she gives her some advice. If it was you, just say,
"Yeah,
I'm not sure I'd keep that baby.
Yeah,
I'm not sure." Just because the environment might not be the kind of environment. And by the end, Tara is like gab smocked. She's listening to her going, "Fuck off," but you make a lot of sense. "Don't want to listen to you, but I will. I'm a doctor, but fuck you." And Tara's just like looking at her like, what the hell did she just say?
And she proved herself the second she came in. She said, I gave my statement, and I held my end of the bargain
right away.
So she's really becoming like, she goes from this pain in the ass, bad character to like kind of a hero in a way. So it's
I'm loving her.
So Hector and Hale meet up. Trouble for everybody.
So,
man, Jose Pablo coming
in.
I
forgot that.
Me too.
I forgot that he starts working with Hale, or he's about to. I forgot that.
Yeah, me too. So okay, there it is, right? They meet up, and he's going to start causing some ruckus back in Charming, where you are. We're thousands of miles away, so we don't know about it. Here we cut to after their meetup. We know something's going to be bad. He offers him $2,000 now, $2,000 later, whatever. We go to one of these big outdoor ruckus parties.
Question.
I have talked. Oh God.
Question for you, because you were there and you had a nice little moment with a little Irish lass.
Yeah.
Okay. We had those big ass parties, and we had the same crow eaters, beautiful girls. They came in, they had
All
fun
new.
with us. That's what I wanted to know.
All new.
Were these all? Please tell me they were all new. They didn't want to.
Sure. Yes, but
right?
but have you ever seen the movie The Game with Michael Douglas?
No.
It's one of Fincher's
Good, right?
greatest movies. Yeah, it's probably one of the best movies I've ever seen. I watch it all the time. It's Sean Penn, Michael Douglas. If you're still watching movies, I know that they're hard.
I don't, but
yeah, me neither. But if you are, go back and watch that because it's a great film.
And why are you bringing this up?
Okay, I'm going to tell you because there's something that happens, and it's a game, and they use a lot of people who you think are real are actually extras. Spoiler alert or whatever. If you look in the scene, you will see some people that are wearing cuts, and you will see some people that have been on the show before as other extras. If you're eagle-eyed, if you've been there like I have and you have, you will see some of the guys that you go, oh, wait a second. I know that guy. He was in a mall scene we did, or he was in this. And now he's wearing a Sam Bell cut, or that girl was in a Crow Eater party. There's some for sure. We definitely doubled up, but there are a lot of new ones. It was right across the street from our studio in North Hollywood, literally right across the street. I remember the day well because it was the first time I met Charlie's brothers. They came to set that night.
Did they?
Yeah, we took a bunch of pictures on top of the police trucks and the Irish police trucks. Yeah, and everybody was there, and that was Fight Club night. Yeah. It was Fight Club, and DL was super hyped that he was going to go after Jax. So he was ready to go. And Jax is a fucking rock star in that scene, man.
He's a rock star. Puts his hair up. Got that back tattoo. He's in great shape like you.
Yeah.
He's not eating potato chips like me.
He's not eating anything.
You know what I mean? Like I'm playing a fat buffalo mobster right now. Just finished, by the way. You should see what I gained for that guy. Okay. Anyway, Charlie's cut, ripped.
Superhero.
Brothers are there.
It looks like an action.
What a fun night, eh? What a fun night that must have been.
It was a fun night. There was a lot. It was super late. I remember it super late. Like it was a Friday for sure, as we always did with the parties. And it was a lot going on, a lot of stunt stuff, but a lot of people. So what happens is when you have, there had to be over 100 people there.
Oh, for sure, Theo.
They play music. Yeah, what people don't understand when you're doing these big scenes, and you know this, you've been in the business 93 years, is they play music before they call action. So they go, here's what it's going to be like. And they'll play like anything. They could play the Commodores. They could play anything. They play it to get everybody going. And then as they call action, they shut the music. But you have to keep going.
Yeah. So glad you're bringing that up. I've done 140 movies. I know that. But these people, music, everybody. Dance, and action. Silence.
And shut the music. And let's make it more awkward. You're cheering for the fight, but don't speak. Mime it. Right. So they go, ah, rah, rah, and then they go, we're going to call action. They're like, ah, rah, rah, action. They go. So they're still moving and cheering, but they're not saying anything. And it's because they need the sound of the people who are actually mic'd and acting in the scene. So it's completely awkward. And it's why I have such a hard time watching film and television now, because all I do is stare at the background. That's all I do.
How are they doing it? Are they doing well with that background? Did they fuck that up? They're not in a real conversation. No,
they're not. So I stare at everyone and I realize, because I used to do extra work, how hard it is. It's so hard because they're basically telling you to do everything without making a single sound. So,
I've never done it because it was too hard for me. I knew it would be too. I've never been an extra. I couldn't do it. Too much.
It's the only way I was going to get into acting. I had to get my 3 SAG vouchers.
That's right. That's right.
So to get we see the aftermath. We only see the aftermath of your brawl, which was great. You just touched on it. You guys have the aftermath, and you tell the actor's name is Leo Fitzpatrick. I want to bring this up for a reason. Leo Fitzpatrick played the other prospect on the show.
Yeah, who the fuck was that guy? Where'd he go?
All, he's one of my favorite films ever. It's a New York independent film called Kids.
You talked about this, yeah. Where did he go? Why didn't he stick around?
So he
did 2 shows. I looked him up. I didn't even know his name.
Okay, Leo Fitzpatrick, one of the best New York actors.
I bet.
Here's what I believe happened. And if Leo's happened to ever listen to this, I would love to know. I believe that they hired the 3 prospects, which was Filthy Phil, Miles, and Leo,
and this kid,
or whatever that is. Basically, the deal was one of you is going to go past go, or two of you, or some of you won't. Leo was the star of them all. Leo is the star. I mean, he
was the name of the three.
He's the name.
Yeah.
He's the guy. But for some reason, the writing didn't portray that. So
maybe he wanted off the show.
I think he said he wants off. I think he said, not what I thought. I'm gonna take a run. Let me be the guy that this doesn't work out for. And he did. Literally put his cut down, put his gun down, and see you later.
I just wrote down Prospect was a total baby, laying his gun down, letting his cut down. He was out.
So, then we cut back to, like I said, Jax is in full action figure pose in the look, kicking ass. And after we pass the party, which we just discussed, Hector is tearing up Lumpy's place. He blames it on the Mayans. I thought we were cool with the Mayans.
That we are, but now because the Mayans, do you remember when Emilio shot that guy, or someone got killed in the bathroom? And they ripped the president patch off our boy.
That was him, yeah.
Yeah. Hector. Now Hector's gonna blame everything on the fucking Mayans.
So he's telling Lumpy it's the Mayans. So
it's the Mayans. It's the Mayans.
It's the Mayans.
Yeah. Fuck you, Mayans. He's going, fuck you. Let's let them go after Emilio, because I'm out. He's out. He doesn't even have a club anymore.
We do that a lot on the show, don't we?
Oh yeah. We
took fingers, we make them into one. They carve things on the chest.
There's a big A, and then we turn it into a Z.
Put blood on the windows of the crew. We do that a lot. Everybody's blaming. Somebody needs to confirm. We need third-party confirmation that it was actually the Mayans. Can't take one person. Can't take Lumpy's word for it. So after that, he blames on the Mayans. Tara and Lila, again, like I said, she has a nice little connection scene in the clinic.
Very tough. But before that happened, did you hear what I heard? Yes. Did you hear that?
They're great.
I had to replay it. They didn't really. They did.
It's great.
Come on. Do you want to tell Samly about our opening night on TV with Sarah?
Yeah. So this is a story I've told 100 times. Whoever didn't hear this is we do Sons of Anarchy, our first season. And we're pretty stoked about it. Like, we're thinking we might have something here. Maybe we have a tiger by the tail. Maybe we don't. We're a bunch of characters.
They spent $1.2 million reshooting the pilot. I got to come on board. Perlman got to come on board. We're going to shoot 13 no matter what. Let's just see how it goes. Yeah,
we love each other. We're a family. Maybe we'll work more than 1 year together. Maybe we'll actually be together more than 1 year. And that would be fun, right? Maybe our lives as a bunch of character actors who literally are just, besides a few, Katie was on some TV shows, and, Charlie had just done Green Street Hooligans and a few other things, Nicholas Nickleby or whatever, but we were still all just kicking around. Maybe the show will be picked up. I mean, we knew it was picked up. What I mean is maybe it'll go past the first season.
Right.
Because a lot don't.
Right.
And we go to air, and on the night we air, September, whatever year, is the same exact night that
it was
Palin.
2008. The year that McCain was going against Barack for the presidency, and McCain announced his VP on that day of our Tuesday night premiere, Sarah Palin. And everyone was like, who?
Yeah.
What?
And we had 0 ratings because of it.
I think 14 people saw the show. 14.
And I went, oh, we're not.
And I went, well, that's too bad.
It's a good show.
And people... we just went like that the whole fucking 7 years. Didn't stop. But Sarah Palin.
So I hope he used that reference for that, because it's a couple of years later. And I think that's pretty amazing that he did that. So what we're talking about is when they called Lila's name, she's using a false name. She's using AKA. She uses Sarah Palin. So, which was a nice little a nod to the fact that we're still around. Okay.
And she wasn't. Sorry to throw that in there. I just had to.
Yeah. And here we go. We're going into the final slide here. All of us playing cards. We improvise. I can't speak anymore. We improv the whole thing.
I just said nice card playing scene. Ad lib extraordinaire.
The whole thing.
That was the greatest ad lib shit maybe of the entire 7 years. All of you got to do it. It wasn't just me or just you or
no.
Come on. How much fun was that?
I realized is none of those knuckleheads knew how to play cards.
No, not a clue.
None of them knew how to play. So I was teaching them games.
Perlman didn't know. Ronnie didn't know.
Ronnie
I'm-
didn't really
that's a fr-
know. No, he didn't know. He wasn't really around because he was doing his scene with Katie, so he was kind of up and down. I'm pretty sure DL never saw a deck of cards before in his life.
Ryan was very quiet in that scene. I don't.
They're not big card players.
they're like-
Jax, Charlie is a
He
giant.
won.
card player.
Yeah, giant.
Charlie's a big
Yeah.
card player. He'll play for 2 days straight. These guys not big card players. So I was there kind of showing them what to do. But here's what I was thinking on that scene. Boone's being the voice of reason.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just
In the
yeah.
kitchen.
Yeah.
Here's what I got. It's amazing how much slower TV shows were just a few years back. Let me tell you what I mean by that. That's a kind of, even though we're playing cards in the background, Gemma's in that kitchen just talking to Bobby. She nods at Clay. Clay gives her a look. Like, it's a slow scene. It's not.
Yeah,
the
how about that?
speed.
How about that?
It's just letting it breathe, letting it live. And I was like, man,
We
were
don't even
so
have fucking music in the
patient.
background. We don't even have quick cuts.
Nothing.
It's real nothing.
Just
It's a
patient.
beautiful guy shot, a beautiful master of the two of them. Hardly any close-ups at all. Just let it play, let it breathe. Take your time and
Patience.
action.
You wonder why everybody has anxiety? Because there's no patience even in our entertainment now. It was just patient. And I was watching it going,
I'm so glad you
Man.
brought that up, Rossi.
so Gemma, says Clay trusts Bobby more than anyone. That got me
Yeah.
a little because I would think she would say Tig. Why
Not
Bobby?
anymore. Because, bro, Bobby for the voice of reason was the club. For the voice of reason. Jax, Clay fighting. Tig taking out freaking Ryan, kills his wife, kills Donna. I've never been the same with Tig or with Pearl. I'm serious. That whole second season, I'm taking mushrooms. I'm having these flashbacks. I tell Opie I killed his wife accidentally, but it was really Stahl.
Mm.
Clay and Tig, they'll always, but Bobby was the voice of reason. It's like if you're the king, Clay's the king, you're gonna go to your muscle, that's me. Have a cigar, that's me. But voice of reason, you're gonna go to Bobby.
And you think Bobby's second wave after the first 9? You think he came in right after that?
He had to be the first one. He's the oldest of all of us. Me and Tommy were on that same level. Booney was there. I was a prospect to Clay for sure. Like for sure, early tough guy. I was in the Marines. I mean, I spent a year in the Marines.
Boone's in there before everybody.
I
right
do.
After the 9.
I do. I think he was the beginning of the growth of the club in California.
I would love to see a timeline. Yeah, that's actually really cool if that's true. So the prospect calls off. We already talked about that. We talked about the thing with Leo. I would love to know the story. So now we go to the church. This is the end. Jax is with the priest. He's sitting with Kellen. They want to put a twist. There's the twist. The twist is you'll get your kid back if you do this.
Okay, let's talk about that. First of all, and I've told you this, and I have no qualms about this. Part of the reason why season 3 for me was a tough one, just a tough one, even though our ratings kicked and the acting was fucking. There was just so much, the army and the father and the kid and Jimmy and then Sam Bell, and there was just so much going on, right? This scene between the priest and Jax was so needed for me to put it all together. I understood everything that Kurt had done, not necessarily what's going to happen, but the father put it crystal clear to Jax and to Kim Coates, the fan.
Yes.
And that couldn't have come at a better time. And then, like you just said, and we're going to put a little lime with that vodka instead of lemon. It's going to be lime. Because if you want your son back, he's safe right now. But this is what you're going to do for the church and for us. Because Jimmy's getting too big for his britches. Hello, right?
Here's what's crazy too when you think about that. This is why it's so beautiful. You're in a church, first of all. He's a priest, second of all. He's speaking very calmly, but at the same time, he's basically threatening him.
This is kid, look at you. Good observation.
Right?
It's the most beautiful. There's incense. He's got a collar on.
Yeah.
And he's got the biggest Uzi sitting on his lap that you can't see. And he's ready to use it if he has to, because this is the way it's going to be done. And then what happens at the end with the baby?
Yeah.
Like,
What an outro.
So-
talk about that.
so this couple has just been given or
lied.
adopted. Huh?
He lied. He lied.
Yeah.
The priest lied.
The baby's gonna go to. They know where the baby's gonna go though. If you think for 1 second, I think,
but I don't think in my mind, I think that he was okay with that baby being adopted.
obviously.
I think that potentially maybe there was a plan in place to kill everybody. I don't know. You don't know what's going on in Kellen's thing. I think that it's amazing that you set the priest up, but he's actually the truest villain of the whole thing.
Wow. No, that's really cool.
Think
Maybe
about
he's and he doesn't know. The priest doesn't know. The father doesn't know. Jimmy Cosmo doesn't know the writing yet until we get the script. Maybe he's thinking Jax will go after Jimmy and they'll all end up killing each other. And they'll just wipe each other out. Jimmy's the problem.
Why would he let the kid get adopted? He has the power to tell that orphanage or whatever it is to say, that kid, nobody touches him. I don't care if they come in and offer you millions. You can't touch that kid.
Yeah,
that kid's staying here. You're going to take care of him. No, he wields the power there. But the kid's getting adopted. And I guarantee you they would never do that without him knowing.
Please tell me we're doing episode 9 next week. I can't get off this rock. Let's stay on the pond.
So we're doing episode 9 next week, no matter what. And then when we come back, a lot of people ask, we're taking off for the holidays. We don't take off, Kim.
We're not gonna take off, but
we're not doing an episode next week.
That's right. Do you want to tell the peeps what next Wednesday is going to be, or should we a little surprise?
We're gonna have a little chat.
Yeah,
we're gonna cut it up a little.
Let's have a little chat. Year-end review of everybody.
A real Reaper review.
A real Reaper review of the year. How about that?
How about this? A Reaper roundup.
He knows how tired I am. I just got off a plane. I'll laugh at anything.
We're gonna do a Reaper roundup.
Okay, that's enough. You're done. You're cut off.
Bye.
I love you more.